Hi, and welcome to AfterShark at walletpop.com. Today we're talking to Bryan Parks, the guy behind Chopstick Art. He was on the show. Bryan, how'd you do?
Hey, Jason. How's it going? Yeah, it was a fun experience for sure.
It looks like a very long walk into the Shark Tank. You seem to be shaking in your boots a little bit.
Well, I was a little nervous. You know, you have to sit around for quite a while. There's a long time building up to it and preparing it, and when the moment comes, you know, you're a little nervous. But once I got up there and started talking and they started asking me questions, I felt pretty relaxed, actually.
Well, you were showing off your product. Explain to people what your product is. It's sort of hard to describe.
So I created Chopstick Art.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! So here are a few of the products that I've designed so far, all made with recycled bamboo chopsticks.
And every one of those sticks has been in someone else's mouth, right?
That's correct.
So I make products out of recycled chopsticks. We get the chopsticks from restaurants, we clean them, sanitize them, we actually boil them at high temperature, and then make them into cool products. I've got one here sitting with me. It's a basket. You can see. This is the smallest size. There's 4 sizes. You will use them for fruit.
Fruit sold separately, I'm sure.
Fruit sold separately, and if they're empty, like it is now, you can actually fold it up.
Oh, that's cool. And those are just regular chopsticks.
It's just bamboo chopsticks, so actually they're fine to even get wet. We use it as a colander, and people love them because they can store them easy in their kitchen.
Now, it wasn't quite clear to me. How do you find the chopsticks? Do you go to the landfill and pick them out? What do you do?
No, luckily I don't have to go swimming in the landfill. But when I started, I was actually sort of dumpster diving. I would go to the front of restaurants, pick up the chopsticks. This is when I was just like trying to do experiments and finding out if I could actually put these things together and make cool products. And then once I came up with some interesting products, I started to ask the restaurants to put them aside. So, you know, this is 5 years later now. It's pretty organized. The restaurants put them aside in bins, then we pick them up. So it's a lot more streamlined now, for sure.
Well, most chopsticks are made of bamboo, right?
Actually, you know, there's hundreds of kinds of chopsticks made of a lot of different things. Like, you've probably seen those birch ones, the one that I think they feel like balsa wood even. They're super soft. They never break even. You know, you couldn't really make anything out of those. They're just way too soft. Bamboo ones, a little bit nicer. Restaurants use the bamboo ones, which are perfect for making my products because they're super strong.
Well, you seem to impress the Sharks with your ingenuity, but they didn't even really want to nibble on the business. Why?
I knew going in it might be too small of a business for them, and I was kind of wondering if they would even get the recycled part. These are, you know, sharks. They're all about the money, and you know, the green economy is huge right now. But for billionaires, you know, focused on just making money, I was wondering if they would get that part. And you know, Damon even asked at one point. Yeah, of course, there was a lot more filming than actually got showed on the show, but he asked if, you know, do people really care that they're recycled? And yeah, they do. A lot of people care now, obviously, about recycled. You see billboards, you know, things everywhere about cities trying to go green and people trying to go green. It's big, and I was wondering if they would get it, and they didn't get it as much as I hoped they would. And which, you know, I feel it's really important for guys like that to go green. I mean, not only in their own businesses can they make a huge impact, they can, you know, use better packaging, they can make sure there's better systems for turning lights off, and they can have a huge influence. So
but ultimately, they still haven't figured out how to really monetize it to the degree that a shark would like to monetize it.
Right.
Yeah. So ultimately, they turned you down. They were very nice, but Barbara Corcoran did say you had no business being in there. Ouch.
She did say that, and you know, it wasn't a big enough business for them.
That's right. But when you left, she said you were a cutie pie after you left. So I guess it all balanced out.
She did say I was a cutie pie, and you know, one thing that got cut out is, you know, she really liked my shirt, and Damon really liked my shoes. They were actually really nice people. I actually had to go in afterwards and do a couple of retakes, and they were there, and they all came up and, you know, were telling me good job, and they were really pleasant. Barbara was actually really nice, and you know, they had the one part where she said, "You have no business being here."
Yeah.
It seemed a little hard. But
you told them, by the way, that you spent $100,000 of your own money on this, on credit cards mostly.
Did.
Is that why you asked for $100,000 from the Sharks?
No, actually, I had put $100,000 in, but you know, now another part that got cut out was telling him that I only have $10,000 of debt left.
Oh, so this has been a very successful business up to this point.
Yeah, and another reason I knew there was a good chance I wouldn't get a deal. I knew these guys, often people ask for however much percentage, but they want 20, 30, 50, 51%. And a lot of these things, people out there, they have an idea. They might not necessarily have a product. I've already been in business 5 years. I'm making a living. I'm actually making money. I can pay my mortgage.
There you go.
So I wasn't willing to give up a huge percentage.
So you didn't have to. It turns out, it worked out. They didn't take all of your business, and you can walk away with probably more orders because you were on TV last night. But congratulations for the exposure. I'm sure people are going to be really interested in the project now that they've seen it on TV. It's on chopstickart.com. Thanks for joining us, Bryan. For more videos, you can come right back here, walletpop.com. I'm Jason Cochran. Thanks.